So, AI is taking over. Or at least that's what they're saying. Don't worry, AI won't replace you anytime soon. But that doesn't mean that we can't use it. As a music producer, we must take advantage of AI so that we can make better music even faster. Well, good thing I discovered an amazing AI tool that will generate chords and drum patterns just for you. First, go to chordchord.com and click on the generator. Here you can choose which part of the song you want to start with. You can click on AI Starter to create something to start out with, or you can just choose an empty project. Here you can see 2 tracks, one for instruments and one for drums. Now, to create a chord progression, simply click the generate button. It's that simple. But of course, you can also feed this AI with information to create a specific style. Click the little settings button and here you can choose the genre, major, minor, or the tempo of the project. To change an instrument, simply click the icon on the left. Here you can find a sound to your liking. You know, I actually love how dark this chord progression is. It's awesome. If you want, you can even change the key of the entire project and all the chords will adjust itself. But now, how do I open this in FL Studio? Simply go to Export on the top right and here you have some export options. If you want to export the melody with the instrument, click the WAV file. What we want are the MIDI notes so that we can fully customize the chord progression in FL Studio. Now, once FL Studio is open, drag the MIDI file on any instrument in the channel rack. Now open it up in the piano roll and look at that. Now we want to adjust the notes to our liking. First of all, we can still transpose the notes by hitting Ctrl plus arrow up or down. Next, once you've found the key you want to work in, hit Alt plus S on your keyboard. That will open up the strumizer. With those time controls, you can make the chord strum. Also decrease the velocity to make it sound more realistic. Definitely play with the end notes as well and then click accept. Alright, that's better already. Next, we're gonna make the chords flow into each other by moving the notes closer together. As you can see, the second chord is sticking out a lot. What you can do is simply select it and hit Ctrl plus arrow down. Now that sounds a lot better, but you can also do this in ChordChord, by the way. Just click the chord you want to adjust and then go to the chord editor. Then just simply turn it down by 1 octave. Oh, and you can also randomize the voicings of the chords, by the way. The chords will stay the same, so definitely play with it. You know, I really love the cello sound, so I'm gonna export it as a WAV file. Now, back in FL, I'd love to layer this with my chords. Now, I was just thinking, let me put some gross beat on the melody. The 1/4 gate out never sounds bad, so let me mix it down with the mix knob and there you go. By the way, doing this will make your melody stand out more and at the same time it will make more space in the mix for your drums. It's a win-win. Speaking of drums, ChordChord can generate them as well. So first, click on the generate button. Keep clicking it until you find something that kind of fits your chord progression. If you want, you can always edit the drum loop by simply clicking on edit, then just mess around with the step sequencer just like in FL Studio. And if you want to change the sound of the sample, you can simply change the drum kit on the top left. So when you're done editing the drum pattern, you can also save it as a preset so that you can use it again. Now it's very important that you use this as a starting point. You still need to change things up when you import it in FL. So click the export button again and this time we only need the MIDI files. Back in FL. Here you can see my drums in the channel rack. Now to import the MIDIs from ChordChord, simply drag it on one of the drum samples. Then choose from the drop down menu which one you want to import and click OK. Do that for every drum sample and there you go. And now it's time to adjust the patterns. Let's start out with the kick. We're gonna make it sound more interesting by adding double kicks. They sound very nice right before the end or in front of a snare. Now for the first kick, decrease the velocity. That way you get a doo-doof effect. Speaking of realism, the hi-hats can play a very big role in deciding whether your beat sounds like a computer or like it's being played more by a human. Of course, this depends on the genre you're making. So first we're gonna offset some of the notes, but don't overdo this. We're not making lo-fi. Hi-hat rolls can also be really interesting. To create them, simply drag out one note like this and select it. Then hit Alt plus U on your keyboard. Play with the time multiplicator and then click accept. There you go. Also play with the velocity to make it sound better. Then if you go to the menu on the left, you can choose panning. With this control, you can decide how much the hi-hat will be played to the right or to the left side. Now, if you create a curve like this, the hi-hats will move around in the mix and it will create kind of a stereo effect. And now it's time to take everything together and start mixing it. First, we're gonna level the sound, so you can learn everything about leveling, mixing in the video right here.